Hare Krishna, Pranam dear devotees, Namo Pranam. Thank you all for joining. Let's start with Kirtan. Namo Vishnu Krishna Krishna Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravaccharini Nirvishesha Shunyavara Ashtrata Deshatari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. Nitya Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaur Hari Bol.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Dharma Pranam dear devotees. Thank you all so much for joining.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dharma Pranam Mataji. I hope my voice is audible. It's clear.
Very low Mataji.
Very low Mataji.
Yes, yes.
Is it better now?
Yes, Mataji, it is better.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah, please let me know during the meeting because I'm on headphone. So earphone. So if it is not clear, you please let me know. Okay. Yeah. So let's start. We are on the 13th chapter. We'll try completing this chapter and going to chapter 14 today. So yesterday we were talking about Lord Chaitanya and Raghunath Das Goswami's meeting in Puri, how he comes to Puri and he spends time with Lord Chaitanya, serving Lord Chaitanya, cooking very nicely for the Lord. And then at one point, Lord Chaitanya tells him that you go to Varanasi, be with your parents, serve them very nicely. And he gives him very important instruction also about hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from a bona fide guru. So then yesterday we were reading that very beautiful purport by Srila Prabhupada, where Prabhupada is explaining that who's actually a true father, who's actually a true mother, that one should not take this position of authority of a father or a mother or a demigod or a husband or a guru if he is not qualified, if he's not able to deliver his dependent from the path of birth and death. So, and then Prabhupada had explained that about the study of Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Chaitanya has clearly advised that one should avoid hearing from a non-Vaishnav, a professional reciter. There was one point that I missed mentioning yesterday. You might recall that when we were reading that part where Lord Chaitanya had heard the singing of the very beautiful Gita Govinda by Devdasi in Jagannath temple, and then he didn't know whether it was a male singing or a female singing, and he was just running towards that the person singing, and then how Govinda stops him. And then a verse came that when all the other devotees, headed by Swarup Damodar Goswami, when they heard about this incident, they felt very afraid. So a very senior devotee has mentioned that why were they afraid? They were afraid because if Lord Chaitanya had actually gone ahead and met and to see the Devdasi, then what kind of prayashchita he would have taken on himself? Because he was following sannyas order very strictly. So, they were scared because, they were just thinking that what would have happened if, Lord Chaitanya had actually gone ahead and what kind of prayashchit the Lord would have taken on himself. So thinking that, they were afraid. Okay, so coming back to yesterday's verse 13 of 113, where we heard how Lord Chaitanya has given instruction to Raghunath Das Goswami to return. And then today, let's read what happens after that. Uma Devi Mataji. Yeah. Mataji,
Hare
please
Krishna,
read.
Mataji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
पुनरपि एकबरासिह नीलाचले एतबालिकान्तमाला दिला तारा गले. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu concluded, "Come again to Nilachala, Jagannath Puri." After saying this, the Lord put his own neck beads on Raghunatha Bhatta's neck. Text 115. Alingana kari Prabhu vidaya tare dila preme gara gara bhatta kandite lagila. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Then the Lord embraced him and bade him farewell. Overwhelmed with ecstatic love, Raghunatha Bhatta began to cry due to imminent separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 116. स्वरूपादि भक्ततानि आज्ञा मागिया वाराणसी ऐला भट्टा प्रभुर आज्ञा पाना. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After taking permission from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees headed by Swarupa Damodara, Raghunatha Bhatta returned to Varanasi. Text 117. चारि वत्सर घरे पिता मातारा सेवा कैला वैष्णवा पंडित तानी भागवत पदिला. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In accordance with the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he continuously rendered service to his mother and father for 4 years. He also regularly studied Srimad Bhagavatam from a self-realized Vaishnava. 118. Mataji, shall I continue?
Yes, Mataji, please read till 120.
Okay, Mataji. Text 118. Pita mata kasi paile udasina hana punaha prabhuratani ela gradi chadhiya. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Then his parents died at Kashi, Varanasi, and he became detached. He therefore returned to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, giving up all his relationships with his home. Text 119. Purvavat astamasa prabhu pasa chila Asta masa rahi puna Prabhu Akna Dila. Translation by Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. At previously, Raghunatha remained continuously with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for 8 months. Then the Lord gave him the following order. 120. Amara Agnaya Raghunatha Yaha Vrindavane Tahanyana Raha Rupa Sanatanastane. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Raghunatha, on my order, go to Vrindavana and live there under the care of Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis. Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So Lord Chaitanya has asked Raghunath Bhatta to go to Varanasi, serve his parents. And he said that you come again to Puri. After saying this, the Lord put his own neck beads on Raghunath Bhatta's neck. But obviously, this cannot be easy, the separation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord embraced him, bid farewell, but Raghunath Bhatta Goswami was all definitely very overwhelmed with ecstatic love, and he was crying in separation from Lord Chaitanya. We can understand how difficult that time would have been for him to leave Lord Chaitanya. But see, that's the thing. He is not putting his desire before the Lord's desire. So the Lord's desire is that he goes and he should go and serve his parents who are also great Vaishnavas. So he's following the Lord's desire, even though that makes him sad. So he follows, he takes permission from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees headed by Sarup Damodar Goswami, and he returned to Varanasi. And as ordered by Lord Chaitanya, according to Lord Chaitanya's instructions, he rendered service to his parents for 4 years. And also, the second instruction was to study Srimad Bhagavatam from a self-realized Vaishnav. So he followed both of those instructions. But at some point, his parents, when they left their body, then he became very detached and he left everything, giving up all relationships with his home. He leaves everything and comes to Puri. And again, he spends 8 months with Lord Chaitanya. And after 8 months, again, Lord Chaitanya asks him to go to Vrindavan. This time, not to Varanasi, but to leave Jagannath Puri to go to Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, live under the care of Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis. Okay. So this is where, first he was in Puri, then he goes to Varanasi, following the Lord's instructions, back to Puri, and then again following the Lord's instructions, he will go to Vrindavan. Okay, next, Chandana Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Mataji.
Text 121. Bhagavata pada sada laha Krishna nama achire karibena kripa Krishna Bhagavan. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In Vrindavana, you should chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 24 hours a day and read Srimad Bhagavatam continuously. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will very soon bestow his mercy upon you. Text 122. Eta bali prabhutare alingana kaila prabhura kripate Krishna prema matta haila. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Raghunath Bhatta, and by the Lord's mercy, Raghunatha was enlivened with ecstatic love for Krishna. Text 123. Chaudahata Jagannathera Tulasira Mala Chuta Paya Vida Mahotsave Panachila. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. At a festival, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had been given some unspiced betel and a garland of tulasi leaves 14 cubits long. The garland had been worn by Lord Jagannath. Seimala chuta paya prabhu tare dila ishta deva kari mala dhariya rakhila. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the garland and betel to Raghunath Bhatta, who accepted them as a worshipable deity and preserved them very carefully. Prabhura tai ajnalaya gela Vrindavan ashraya karila asi rupa sanatan. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Taking permission from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Raghunath Bhatta then departed for Vrindavana. When he arrived there, he put himself under the care of Shri Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is a time of separation of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami from Lord Chaitanya. And the instruction of Lord Chaitanya is there that when you reach Vrindavan, you should chant the Hare Krishna mantra 24 hours a day and read Srimad Bhagavatam continuously. And Mahaprabhu says that Lord Krishna will very soon bestow his mercy upon you. And then the Lord embraces him, and by the Lord's embrace, by the Lord's mercy, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami was enlivened with ecstatic love for Krishna. And Lord Chaitanya gives him some articles also, some very wonderful articles. What was that? It was unspiced betel and a garland of tulsi leaves. And this he had received at a festival. And this was no ordinary garland. This garland had been worn by Lord Jagannath. So worn by Lord Jagannath and then accepted by Lord Chaitanya. And this garland is now being given to Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. So definitely he accepts them as worshipable deity and he preserved them very carefully. And then Raghunath Bhatta Goswami takes permission from Lord Chaitanya and he goes to Vrindavan. And in Vrindavan, as instructed by Lord Chaitanya, he puts himself under the care of Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis. Okay? Yeah. Moving forward, Swati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Dhanvat Pranam.
Rupa Gosanira Sabhaya Karena Bhagavata Patana Bhagavata Padite Prema Aula Sandramana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When reciting Srimad Bhagavatam in the company of Rupa and Sanatana, Raghunatha Bhatta would be overwhelmed with ecstatic love for Krishna. Ashrukampa Gadgada Prabhura Kripate Netra Kanta Rode Bashpa Na Pare Padite. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. By the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he experienced the symptoms of ecstatic love, tears, trembling, and flattering of the voice. His eyes filled with tears and his throat became choked, and thus he could not recite Srimad Bhagavatam. Pikaswara Kanta Tate Ragera Vibhaga Eka Shloka Padite Pirayati Nachari Radha. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. His voice was as sweet as a cuckoo's, and he would recite each word of Srimad Bhagavatam in 3 or 4 tunes. Thus, his recitations were very sweet to hear. Krishnera Saundarya Madhurya Ebe Phade Sune Preme Te Vihwala Tabe Kichui Na Jane. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. When he recited or heard about the beauty or sweetness of Krishna, he would be overwhelmed with ecstatic love and become oblivious to everything. Govinda Charane Kaila Atma Samarpana Govinda Charana Ravinda Yandra Pranadhana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thus, Raghunath Bhatta surrendered fully at the lotus feet of Lord Govinda, and those lotus feet became his life and soul.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you, thank you, Mataji. So, as instructed by Lord Chaitanya, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is there now in Vrindavan and he's reciting Srimad Bhagavatam in the company of Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis. And because, this obviously this is reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, this is reading of Srimad Bhagavatam in Vrindavan in the company of Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis. And plus there was this mercy, the blessing of Lord Chaitanya that when you do this, ecstatic symptoms will be there in your body. You will get love for Krishna. So Raghunath Bhatta Goswami would be overwhelmed with ecstatic love for Krishna. This entire combination was so spiritually surcharged that he was overwhelmed with ecstatic love for Krishna. And by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he experienced the symptoms of ecstatic love, which were tears, trembling, faltering of the voice, and his eyes filled with tears and his throat became choked, and thus he could not recite Srimad Bhagavatam. So in this world also, I mean, we do experience these symptoms, right? Tears, trembling sometimes, faltering of voice, or our throat becomes choked. But generally, at least for me, it is not for any spiritual reason. It's because of some materialistic reason. Somebody said this, somebody hurt us, or somebody gave us some pain, and then we make those things so big that we cry, or our voice becomes choked. So this actually is the real thing, the real thing that should be given importance. And when one dedicates their life fully to this, takes it completely seriously, then the same symptoms are being experienced, but it's not for some materialistic sadness, but it is because of the symptom of ecstatic love. So it is not giving them pain, it is giving them the ultimate joy, the ultimate happiness, which is the ecstatic love of Lord Krishna. So externally, same symptoms, but internally, totally different reasons and totally different experience. And his voice, it is mentioned here that his voice was just like a cuckoo's. It was so sweet. And he would recite each verse of Srimad Bhagavatam in 3 or 4 tunes. So it was not just one tune, but different variations he would have. And so his recitations were very, very sweet to hear. And when he recited or heard about the beauty and sweetness of Krishna, that would just make him so overwhelmed with ecstatic love that he would become oblivious to everything. He didn't care what was happening around him. He was so overwhelmed with ecstatic love for Lord Krishna. That's what happens with great devotees. They are so immersed and so connected with Krishna that the external stop having any impact on them, because internally they are always connected to Krishna. So they are always getting that happiness, that joy, and the externals then don't matter. And in this way, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami surrendered himself fully at the lotus feet of Lord Govinda, and those lotus feet became his life and soul. So he's completely immersed in the bhakti of Lord Krishna. Okay, moving on. Kripa Mai Sita Devi Dasi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Text
Hare Krishna.
31. Text 31. Anija Sisi Kahi Govindira Mandira Karena Mamsi Masara Kundala Nadi Bhusana Karidila. Translation, the divine grace, Bhakti Vinanda Prabhupada Chige. Subsequently, Raghunatha Bhatta ordered his disciples to construct a temple for Govinda. He prepared various ornaments for Govinda, including flutes, the stars, shaped earrings. Shall I continue, Mataji? Text 132. Gramya Bhattana Suni Nakahi Jivya Jitvaya Krishna Sada Puja Diti Asta Praharaya. Translation, the Prabhupada Chide. Raghunatha Bhatta would neither hear nor speak about anything of the material world. He would simply discuss Krishna and worship the Lord day and night. Text 33. 133. Vaishnavera Karma Ashi Padi Kani Kani Sadi Krishna Bhajani Kare Devi Mata Jani. Translation, based on Prabhupada Chide. He would not listen to blasphemy information, nor would he listen to talk of a Vaishnava's misbehavior. He would only he knew only that everyone was engaged in Krishna's service, and he did not understand anything else. Purport. Raghunatha Bhatta never did anything harmful to a Vaishnava. In other words, he was never inattentive in the service of the Lord, nor did he ever violate the rules and regulations of a pure Vaishnava. It is the duty of a Vaishnava Acharya to prevent disciples and followers from violating the principles of Vaishnava behavior. We should always advise them to strictly follow the regulated principles, which will protect them from falling down. Although a Vaishnava preacher may sometimes criticize others, Raghunatha Bhatta avoided this. Being like another Vaishnava was actually at fault, Raghunatha Bhatta would not criticize them. He saw only that everyone was engaged in Krishna's service. That is the question of a Mahabharata. Actually, even upon the serving in Maya, in the higher sense, he is also servant of Krishna, because Maya is the servant of Krishna. Anyone serving Maya serves Krishna indirectly. Therefore, it is said, Satimani Kelamani Kelanamani Sabha Santrasasa Namani Sarasaha Sehi Papanasa. Some accept him, whereas others do not. Yet everyone is his servant. One who does not accept him, however, will be ruined by simple attitude. Second, Lila, 6.85. 634, Mahaprabhu Radha Mana Kali Prasadakara Kadara Pasada Pandilina Gali. Translation, Mataji, when so translation by divine case, Prabhupada Kike. When Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami was absorbed in remembrance of Lord Krishna, he would take the Tulasi garland and the prasadam of Lord Jagannatha given to him by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and bind them together and wrap them on his feet. Text 135. Mahaprabhu Kripaya Krishna Prema Anagala Sahi Tati Chaitanya Kripapala. Translation by Prabhupada Kite. Thus I have described the powerful mercy Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by which Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami remains on the ecstatic love for Krishna. 136, 137.
Mataji, we'll discuss till 135.
Yes.
Yeah, then
Okay.
we'll move forward. Thank you.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So then, so we have read that he fully surrendered, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami fully surrendered at the lotus feet of Lord Govinda, and those lotus feet became his life and soul. And then what happens is that later he ordered his disciples to construct a temple for Lord Govinda, and he prepared various ornaments for Lord Govinda, like a flute, shark-shaped earrings, etc. And he was not into Gramya Varta at all, Gramya Katha, or, like Prajalpa is, that's just, village talk, which is just unnecessary talk of this material world. So he would neither speak nor hear about anything of the material world. He would simply discuss Krishna and worship the Lord day and night. So no other nonsensical talk. And he would definitely not listen to blasphemy of a Vaishnava, nor would he listen to talk of a Vaishnava's misbehavior. He knew that everyone was engaged in Krishna's service. He did not understand anything else. So for him, he was seeing everyone as serving Krishna. He did not care to hear about any misbehavior on the part of a Vaishnava or any blasphemy of a Vaishnava. So Prabhupada is explaining here that he never did anything harmful to a Vaishnava. In other words, he was never inattentive in the service of the Lord, nor did he ever violate the rules and regulations of a pure Vaishnava. So these are very, very important things, not to be inattentive in our service, never violate the rules and regulations that have been told to us, not do anything harmful to a Vaishnava, either physically or verbally. And it's mentioned here that he should always advise them to, about a guru. It is mentioned that it is the duty of a guru to prevent his disciples and followers from violating the principles of Vaishnava behavior. See, yes, we may be chanting, we may be reading, we may be attending classes, and all that may be going on, but our behavior, our interactions with other devotees are very, very important. If we are not able to live cordially, live peacefully and lovingly with devotees here, other Vaishnavas here, then how do we expect to do that in Goloka Vrindavan? Where we are there with all the devotees. Every devotee will have a different temperament. They may have different styles of speaking, talking, or behavior. But that, like it's mentioned here, that he would just see that everyone was engaged in Krishna's service. And then so Raghunath Bhatta Goswami would never listen to any kind of negative things about devotees. So the behavior that we need to maintain in Goloka Vrindavan, which is of respect and service to all other Vaishnavas, the practice has to start here. Otherwise, why will Krishna take us back? If in with a handful of devotees also we're not able to cooperate, and we also always finding faults or having arguments or cribbing about the behavior of devotees, then how do we expect to live peacefully in Vrindavan, in Golok Vrindavan with him? So that's why it's very important, like Prabhupada is mentioning, that even if another Vaishnav was actually at fault, Raghunath Bhatta would not criticize him. He saw only that everyone was engaged in Krishna's service, and this is actually the position of a Mahabhagavat. Okay. Then in 134, we read that how he was always absorbed in constant remembrance of Lord Krishna. And then he would take the Tulsi garland and the prasadam of Lord Jagannath given to him, which Lord Chaitanya had given to him. And he would bind them together and wear them on his neck. So when the separation was too much, this is what he would do. So Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is saying that thus I have described the powerful mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by which Raghunath Bhatta Goswami remained constantly overwhelmed with ecstatic love for Krishna. Okay, now let's move forward. Yes, Krishnamurti Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Pranam Prabhu.
Jagdanandera kahilun Vrindavana gamana Tara madhye deva dasira gana shravana Mahaprabhura Raghunathe Rupa prema pala Eka parichedesina Kata kalihum sakala. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. In this chapter, I have spoken about three topics. Jagadananda Pandita's visit to Vrindavana, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's listening to the song of Sri Devadasi Mataji at the temple of Jagannatha, and how Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami achieved ecstatic love of Krishna by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 138. ये सकल कथा सुने श्रद्धाकारी तांद्रे कृष्ण प्रेम धाना देना गौर हरि. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Gaura Hari bestows ecstatic love for Krishna upon anyone who hears all these topics with faith and love. Text 139. Sri Rupa Raghunatha Padayara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring this mercy, I Krishna Dasa narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Purport. Thus, end of Bhaktivedanta. Purpose of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, 13th chapter, describing the Jagadananda Pandit's visit to Vrindavana. Let Lords hearing the song of the Devadasi and Raghunatha Bhatta Goswamis achieving love of Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Pranam Mataji.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Pranam. So, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says that there are three topics that have been discussed in this chapter. The first is the visit of Jagadanand Pandit to Vrindavan. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is listening to the song of Devdasi in the temple of Lord Jagannath, and then Raghunath Bhatta Goswami coming to Puri, getting the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and feeling overwhelmed with ecstatic love for Krishna. And then he says that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestows ecstatic love for Krishna upon anyone who hears all these topics with faith and love. Hari Bol. And then praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. So we are very fortunate to be reading this great scripture, these wonderful verses, and praying at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya that we can keep doing this. Okay. Yeah. So now let's go to chapter 14. Chapter 14 is entitled Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feelings of separation from Krishna. So we'll read the first 5 verses. Padma Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Matari pronounced.
Pranam Mataji.
Krishna Vicheda Vibhrantya Manasa Vapusadhiya Yadyad Vyadata Gaurangas Talesha Katyate Aduna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I shall now describe a very small portion of the activities performed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his mind, intelligence, and body when he was bewildered by strong feelings of separation from Krishna. Text 2. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Swayam Bhagavan Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra Bhaktagana Prana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All glories to Lord Gaurang Chandra, the life and soul of his devotees. Text 3. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Chaitanya Jivana Jaya Dvaita Acharya Jaya Gaura Priyatama. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to Lord Nityananda, who is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's very life, and all glories to Advaita Acharya, who is extremely dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 4. Jaya Swarupa Srivasadi Prabhu Bhakta Gana Shakti Deha Kariyana Chaitanya Varana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to Swarupa Damodar and all other devotees headed by Srivasa Thakura. Please give me the strength to describe the character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 5. Prabhura Virahona Mada Bhava Gambira Vujitena Pare Keha Yadyapi Hayadira. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's emotion of transcendental madness in separation from Krishna is very deep and mysterious. Even though one is very advanced and learned, he cannot understand it. Thank you, Mataji. Pranams.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Pranam. So this 14th chapter, Srila Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami starts by saying that he will now describe a very small portion of the activities performed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with his mind, intelligence and body when he was bewildered by strong feelings of separation from Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya, he is Radharani in this bhav, in this mood of separation from Lord Krishna, right? So these wonderful pastimes are going to be described now. And then he always starts every chapter with the glorification of Lord Chaitanya and his devotees and Nityanand Prabhu, Advaita Acharya. So we see that in no chapter does he miss this. I mean, this kind of consistency, it cannot come by just a mechanical remembrance of a process, right? These verses come again and again because he's actually, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is actually feeling this. He is actually in this mood that he will be able to write this only with the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, only with the mercy of the devotees. So he always prays to them, and all glories to the Lord, all glories to the devotees, Sarup Damodar Goswami, Srivas Thakur. And he says in verse 4 that please give me the strength to describe the character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I mean, we have read what beautiful verses he has written. Right now we are in Antya Lila. So beautifully he writes, but he's praying for strength to describe the character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we see his humility, that is a great learning. And then in verse 5, he says that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's emotion of transcendental madness in separation from Krishna is very deep and mysterious. Even though one is very advanced and learned, he cannot understand it. So yes, the love, the mood of Lord Chaitanya is very, very deep. It is not something that can be taken very lightly. Okay. Yeah, let's move forward. Swati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
बुझिते न पारे यहाँ वर्णिते के पारे से भूजे वर्णे चैतन्य शक्ति देना यांद्रे. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. How can one describe unfathomable subject matter? It is possible only if Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives the capability. Sarupa Gosani Ara Raghunatha Dhasa Yeyi Duira Kada Chate Yeyi Lila Prakasha. Translation by Shila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sarup Damodara Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami recorded all these transcendental activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in their notebooks. Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental feelings of separation from Krishna and his consequent madness are not at all understandable by person on the material platform. Nonetheless, a so-called party of devotees named Nadiya Nagari has sprung up and introduced the worship of Vishnu Priya. This certainly indicates their ignorance concerning Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. In the opinion of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, such a worship is a product of the imagination. Many other methods of worshipping Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have also been introduced, but they have all been rejected by stalwart devotees like Bhakti Vinod Thakur. The groups practicing such unauthorized worship have been listened by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Haula Bhola Karta Bhaja Neda Dara Vesha Sani Sahajitya Shakti Beki Smata Jati Gosani Ativadi Chudadhari Gauranga Nagari. Sarupa Damodara Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami witnessed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities first-hand, recorded them in 2 notebooks. Therefore, without reference of these notebooks, one cannot understand the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone inventing some new method for worshipping Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is certainly unable to understand the Lord's pastimes, for he is bereft of all of the real process of approaching the Lord. Se kale duri rahena Mahaprabhura pate. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji. Not able to see.
Hare Krishna, sorry, there's problem.
Another connection. Mataji, till where did you read?
Next sloka Mataji. Starting only it is.
Mother, she read up to 7, text 7.
Up to 7 she has read. Okay. Yeah, just give me 2 minutes.
At the 7, she has to read the purport. The last paragraph of the purport.
Yeah, Mataji, just give me a minute. I'll just reconnect my laptop.
Yes,
1 minute.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, let's just discuss till 6 and 7 at least while I try to reconnect. So in the 6th verse, it is mentioned that Srila Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, like I was saying, his humility, that he says that how can I describe unfathomable subject matters? He's considering himself so humble that he's not able to describe these great pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 1 minute, I'm just connecting. Yeah, I'm really sorry. In text 7, he's saying that Sarup Damodar Swami, Nathas Goswami, Hare Krishna, able to hear me?
Yes, Mataji. But it is resounding, Mataji.
There's echo now. Yeah, better now?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So in text 7, he's saying that Sarup Damodar Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami recorded all these transcendental activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in their notebooks. So they were there, Sarup Damodar Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami, they were contemporaries of Lord Chaitanya. So they were recording these pastimes of the Lord. And Prabhupada is explaining in the purport that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental feelings of separation from Krishna and his consequent madness are not at all understandable by a person on the material platform. See, someone who has materialistic intelligence cannot understand these matters, which are very, very, high spiritual subject matters. So then Prabhupada is talking about all these upasampradayas. There were many upasampradayas that had sprung up, like Nadia Nagari. This was one, and see, the problem was with the upasampradayas was that the general populace, they were very innocent people. And so for them, they were not really able to understand that what is the difference between a bona fide teacher or someone who's just pretending to be a devotee, not actually having the right understanding. So people in general, if they would, because many activities would be similar, they would also be chanting similar mantras, and they would also be using the scriptures in some way. So many people used to get confused, and many people started following these up sampradayas, which was very, very devastating for the bhakti movement. And at the time of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, there were many up sampradayas, and that is why it is mentioned here that they were rejected by stalwart devotees like Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and the groups practicing such unauthorized worship have been listed by him. So Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, for him it was a big struggle to cut down these upsampradayas, because many of them, see, so many are listed here, Ola Bola, Karta Bhajanera, and so on. So they were all deviating from the principles. They were not correct followers of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they were introducing different methods of worshipping Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which were not correct, which were not authorized. And Sarup Damodar Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami witnessed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities firsthand and recorded them in 2 notebooks. Therefore, without reference to these 2 notebooks, one cannot understand the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami got these instructions. He got to know about all these pastimes from Raghunath Das Goswami. So his narration of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes is bona fide. But one who does not have access to all this information from the devotees who are actually present, they cannot be considered authorized. So all the information, see, Prabhupada keeps stressing this point that whatever information, whatever spiritual information or subject matters that we are hearing about, we should be hearing about them in parampara. Otherwise, we could really be following someone who's totally distorting the message, and that is very, very risky. Okay. Yeah, Mataji, you can please continue reading till 10. Sorry for the interruption.
से काले दुही रहे न महाप्रभुर पाशे आर सब खदचा करत रहे न दौर देशे. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In those days, Sarup Damodara and Raghunath Das Goswami lived with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whereas all other commenters lived far away from him. Purport. Besides Sarup Damodara and Raghunath Das Goswami, there were many others who also recorded Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur believes that the people of the world would benefit greatly if such notes were available. It is a most unfortunate situation for human society that none of these notebooks is still extant. क्षणे क्षणे अनुभवी दुई जना संक्षेपे भूलये करे न कदाच ग्रंथाना. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. These two great personalities, Swarup Damodara and Raghunath Das Goswami, recorded the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu moment by moment. They described these activities briefly as well as elaborately in their notebooks. Purport. For future reference, we should remember that Swarup Damodar Goswami recorded the past tense briefly, whereas Raghunath Das Goswami recorded them elaborately. These two great personalities simply recorded the facts. They did not create any descriptive literary embellishment. Swarupa Sudhara Karta Raghunatha Vittikhara Sara Bhulya Varne Panchitika Vyavahara. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Swarup Damodara wrote short notes, whereas Raghunath Das Goswami wrote elaborate descriptions. I shall now describe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities more elaborately as if fluffing out compressed cotton. Purport. Panchitika means further explanations of a subject. Writing such explanations is likened to the process of fluffing out cotton. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, in text 8, is saying that in those days, Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami, they were living with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Whereas other commentators, why don't we consider them to be bona fide? Because they were living away. So, the most authoritative words, the most authoritative description or mention will come from Swarup Damodar Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami because they were living with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Prabhupada explains that besides Swarup Damodar and Raghunath Das Goswami, there were many others who also recorded Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur believes that the people of the world would benefit greatly if such notes were available, but it is the most unfortunate situation for human society that these books are not there. So yes, there were people at that time, they were probably hearing about Lord Chaitanya from others and they would have recorded, but those literatures are not there available right now, sadly. And then about Swarup Damodar Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami, they recorded the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu moment by moment. You know, it was very, very accurate. They were doing it moment by moment. They described these activities briefly as well as elaborately in their notebooks. And Prabhupada is explaining that we should remember that Swarup Damodar Goswami recorded the pastimes briefly, whereas Raghunath Das Goswami recorded them elaborately. And these great personalities, they recorded facts, they did not create any descriptive literary embellishments. So their focus was not to gain any literary popularity, that, oh, I've written a big book about Lord Chaitanya that others will read and appreciate me, and they will praise my knowledge of literature, they will praise my knowledge of grammar and any other kind of literary embellishments that I'm capable of. Their focus was not that. Their focus was just the correct description of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes for the benefit of everyone. They just wanted that message to be passed on. And in text 10, it is mentioned that Swarup Damodar wrote short notes, whereas Raghunath Das Goswami, he wrote elaborate descriptions. I shall now describe Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities more elaborately as if fluffing out compressed cotton. So, cotton, when it is compressed, it can be made really small, right? But when we fluff it out, it becomes bigger and bigger. So, that is what is going to be done, which is Panjitika. That means further explanations of a subject. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's activities will be further explained. And as Prabhupada is mentioning, writing such explanations, it's because it's further explanation. So it's pulling out more and more details, more and more explanations. So that is why it is compared to the process of fluffing out cotton. Okay, so we'll stop here today at text 10 of chapter 14. If there are any questions, any comments, anything you would like to add or discuss?
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
131, Mataji. They say that various ornaments they made for Govinda, this Raghunatha Bhatta, right? Including a flute and shark-shaped earrings. Now, I just want to understand what is the similarity here. Even for Govinda, shark-shaped earrings were made. Even Panduranga also wears the fish-shaped earrings. What is that? Why is it?
I think, Mataji, that we have heard, na, that Lord Krishna used to wear that shark-shaped earrings, because many times whenever we hear descriptions of Lord Krishna, these shark-shaped earrings are mentioned. So you're asking that what is the significance? Why is it a
Yeah,
a
significant and the
fish
connection with the shark or fish.
with a fish? Or okay, I'll check that, Mataji. I'll check about that. That why
Yeah,
is it
okay.
shark? Why is it fish shaped?
Yeah,
I'll
because
check
this was working in my mind, about Pandurang. But
Okay.
consequently, since I saw this read it here, it's written here. It's
Okay, I'll
better to
check.
understand, no, Mataji, better. Why?
Yes, Mataji.
Because the curiosity will kill us.
No, Mataji, it's always nice to keep asking such questions so we all also understand. If
Hare
anyone
Krishna.
here in the meeting knows,
But Mataji, sometimes people also ask, why fish? People are not supposed to eat fish. But he's wearing fish earrings. So we should have a proper reply, no, Mataji, to answer. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Mataji.
No, I said Mataji because apart from our curiosity, there are people also ask. We are not supposed to.
Correct, Mataji. Yeah,
eat
always
fish
it's
and,
better to clarify.
Yeah, but he's
Anyone
wearing
knows
fish
Uma
earrings.
Devi, Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
I think you're going to say something.
Yes,
Yes,
in
yes, ma'am.
Damodar
You're going to
Ashtakam
say
also,
something?
it is given, Mataji. He wears
Mataji. Correct,
fish-shaped
Mataji.
earrings.
Yes, there also.
Lasat
I'll check, Mataji.
Namameshwaram. Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
There also
yes.
it is said.
I'll check what is the significance,
Okay,
with the
Mataji.
shark
Thank
shape
you.
and fish shape. I'll check that.
Yeah, we want the significance.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, I am always
Yes.
thinking that this association, how will came into us, how we can able to associate like this with devotees? That's because we are not relations and friendship, no, nothing else.
Mm.
Only on this forum of this devotion. So I born in somewhere else, your kind self has born in someone else born in some place. So this association is how it is connecting us. It is the past dates. As per I am thinking, always thinking. As I used to attend this morning japa session and then Bhagavatam class. I used to think, hey, how is these devotees are coming in together, and they were educating me and enlighten us. And then to what extent we will reach then? So this is a big question before me, Mataji. I am always thinking that. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Krishnamurti, Prabhuji. It
Yes.
is more than everything, Prabhuji. It is Krishna's love for us, his mercy, I think.
ಸರಿ ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ ಅದು ಇದು ಹೆಂಗ್ ನಡೀತದೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಇದು ಮಿರಾಕಲ್.
ಹೌದು ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ, ಇದು ಹೀಗೇನೆ ನೋಡಿ.
It is a miracle. It is definitely a miracle, short of a miracle. And we have never met each other, but we do feel that closeness, like we are family members, no? So we are so fortunate.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. And even though
if you don't mind, Mataji, if you absent in by knowingly or unknowingly somewhere, if you are not able to attend the class, there's a great loss for us. You were feeling very, very bad on that day. So this was all happening to me.
No, Prabhu, you're absolutely right, and we should think that this is a miracle, then we'll value it, because it is not ordinary. Sitting in different cities, sitting in different corners of India and world, we are able to connect and read about these great scriptures. It is no short of a miracle. It is the Lord's mercy, like Mataji said, that it is just, we are very fortunate that the Lord has bestowed this mercy on us. So we should just make the most of it. And if our desire to keep having this association is very strong, then, Lord's blessing, we should keep that fire alive in our hearts, that we want to keep associating. We never want to give this up. Yes.
Mataji, right from maybe this Chaitanya Charitamrita class started between around 2 years back, I think.
Yes, Prabhu.
So really, from right day one, really, I have so many devotees entered, so many devotees left out. Still, I am seeing all those things also. So still I am in the track. As far as your kind self says that this is the grace of Supreme Lord only. Yes,
Hari
Mataji.
Hari Bol. Yes, yes, Prabhu. It's the Lord's mercy. Yes, Srila
Oh,
Prabhupada's
Mataji.
mercy
Yes,
that
Mataji.
he has given us this family
Ah,
called this
Mataji.
form.
Even then,
So,
Mother, even if although it is Zoom connection, deep within we feel we know everybody, we are just, we feel that
Yes.
connection.
Correct. Yeah. So no matter how full my day would have been till this point, this really, it works. It's that wonderful devotee. It just recharges my battery. So thank you all so
Mataji,
much.
your
Thank you so
voice is
much.
breaking.
thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Still
Hare
you
Krishna
see,
Mataji,
the
Dandavat
only,
Pranam.
only,
Thank
only
you
one
so
prayer is
much.
that, Mataji, till
Yes,
the last
Prabhu.
breathing, till the last breathing.
Yes,
We have
yes.
to hear, we have to chant. That is, if
Correct.
it permits us to that extent, that is itself the break grace and bliss for us, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. We have to keep praying for that. Correct.
Ah,
Till the
Mataji.
last. Yes,
Ah,
Prabhu.
Mataji.
Mataji, the prayers done here in the association is very, very, very strong, Mataji.
Very strong. Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Correct.
For
Very strong.
those who are not well, and for
Mm.
those for the wishes, good wishes, all these things work out, Mataji, if they pray in our
True.
association like this, in this prayer.
Very true. Very true,
Association.
Mataji.
Yes,
Very
Mataji.
true. Yeah. Okay.
It's
Thank
our good luck, Mataji. You all are there for
Yeah.
us. Bless us.
No,
Thank you,
you
Mataji.
all are there for me. Please keep blessing me so we all can continue reading more and more and learning more and more.
Yes,
Okay.
Mataji, sure.
Mataji, we will start Bhagavatam, Mataji.
Ah.
Chaitanya Bhagavatam.
Let's see, Mataji. We'll surely do something at this time. This time we are
Okay,
all hooked
Mataji.
up, so we'll not leave this time. We'll do something for sure. That's
Yes,
a
we
good
will
idea,
start Chaitanya
Mataji.
Bhagavatam.
Yes.
Continue,
Yes,
we'll continue with
Mataji.
it. Okay,
I'll
Mataji.
speak to
Thank you.
Prabhu. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mancha,
Dandavats
mancha,
Kripa
kalpata,
Sindhu Viracha Patitanam Pavanebhyo
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
Another Kodi Vaishnavinda
Shri
Ki Jai,
Chaitanya
Jai
Charitamrita ki jai,
Shri
Shri
Chaitanya
Prabhupada
Charitamrita
ki
Ki
jai, Shri
Jai,
Guru Maharaj ki
Shri
jai,
Krishna
Gaur
Kaviraj Goswami
Premanande
Ki
Hari Hari. Hare Krishna.
Pranams Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.